Okay, so what we're gonna go over is how to create a content schedule calendar for the whole month so that you know what you're gonna be posting. You can already have everything ready to go. I usually recommend, depending on the time that you have, obviously besides the just listed and the open houses, those you might not know ahead of time. But for the more of the content, just general information, I would recommend 31st of the month, or the 30th of the prior month or the first of the month. I recommend spending an hour or hour and a half, whatever it takes you in the beginning. It might take you a little longer, but once you have like your templates down, you know what you're going to be posting all the time, it'll definitely take less time. So what you're going to do is you would go to your drive, or you can open Excel on your computer, whichever you're more comfortable with, and you're going to click new, and you're going to hover over Google Sheets and go to the arrow. And instead of blank spreadsheet, you're going to do from template. And what you're going to do is scroll down until you see calendar. So you're going to choose 2021 calendar. When you click that, it'll open up and it will look like this, and it'll ask you to customize. You can change the colors. Obviously, we're already in, where are we? August. So you can actually archive the rest of these, January through July. So the way that you would hide that is by clicking on that sheet, and you would right click and you would choose hide sheet. Now say maybe you wanted some of those ideas for your next year. You can click these three lines over here in the bottom left where it says all sheets, and that will still be there. It's just hidden so that you don't have to, scroll to get to the current month that you're working on. I'm just gonna add a spotlight so you can see my mouse a little better. So I'm just gonna hide, all the months that already passed. Okay, so now we have August. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see this. If you want to make it colors that your brand is, you're more than welcome to do that. The first thing you're going to want to do is the great thing about choosing the calendar on Excel is that all the dates are already there. You don't have to like input them. So what you're going to do is click on the boxes where you would write in your step. So it would be that one. And you can click on multiple boxes by clicking Control on your keypad. Or if you have a Mac, then you would click Command. And the reason we're doing this is because obviously we want to make these a little bigger so that we can write what we're posting, and maybe if there's a link to an article, we can add that. So what you're going to do is, since we've clicked on all of these, if you put Control and drag this down, it'll actually make all of them bigger. So again, you would click on 5, for example, and 7, and you would click Control, then click 7, you can hold down the Control the whole time, and then you would hover over and make that larger. Obviously, still, it kind of just looks like a blank box. So what you're going to want to do is highlight this whole thing. And again, you can click Control so that you can highlight every row. And we're going to go to the top. And what you're going to do is click Borders. And first you're going to click on the left border, right border, top, bottom. And then you want to do this one, which is vertical borders, and that'll put the border in between each box. So the reason you want to do this, you don't have to. Personally, to me, it's just easier to look at. I know that everything in this box is the 31st, everything in this box is the 30th, etc. So everyone always asks, what's the best times? What's the best days? There is research on that. But again, it also varies per channel that you're posting. So obviously you can schedule the Facebook and Twitter through command. If you have your Instagram connected to your Facebook, it will also post to Instagram. So what you want to make sure that you're doing, I always recommend, the times and dates change every single month. So what you would do is you would go onto Google and you would just say best times to post on Facebook, August 2021. Google is your best friend. This is where all the information is. So it says the best time to post on Facebook in 2021 is between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. And you can actually click on the links and obviously get more details. This one was from August 6th, so I always try and choose the one that has the most recent information. So I click on that, and you can scroll down. And again, it says between 11 and 3. Obviously Facebook has a lot of users. Runner up is 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. for Facebook. So again, what I would do is if this is your first time really focusing on your social media part of your business, I would use these, choose a time that you think is best. Then I would go back at the end of the week and check and see what, on Instagram, if you have a business profile, and Facebook, if you have a business page, you can see the insights. So you can see on Instagram what time they're looking at. Facebook isn't as detailed on that, but you can see, if you post at 9 a.m. and you don't get a single like, maybe you get a few impressions, 40 impressions. Impressions just mean that they scroll, they just didn't, like your page or comment. And then the next day, say that was Monday, next day, Tuesday, you post at 3 p.m. and you get like 30 likes. Then you know that Tuesdays at 3 p.m. for your demographic of your business is a better time to post than Monday at 9. So again, obviously there is research, but it also depends on who you are, who your demographic is, who your audience is. Everyone's audience is different. So definitely you can use the insights of the research, but then I would also go over, after your first few weeks of really focusing and being consistent with your social media, I would highly recommend checking out the posts and seeing, maybe you got 0 likes on one, 30 on the other, 15 on the other, so that you can get a better grasp on what days and times your audience is most using and actually paying attention to your content. So the best days to post for Facebook, it says Thursday to Sunday. For Instagram, 10 to 11 or 2 to 3. Now, the reason that that's shorter, usually I recommend Mondays on Instagram. And the reason is because when people get to work, maybe they're trying to wake up still, they want to scroll Instagram, or it's right before work, that's the best time, 10 to 11, 2 to 3. And you can still schedule Facebook and Instagram for the same day in different times. And I teach that a lot. If anyone's interested, after we go over how to schedule everything, I can definitely show you that as well. Runner up is 2 a.m. just because it, on the weekends maybe, but again, that also Instagram is a younger demographic still. So, if you don't think your buyers and sellers or consumers are looking at Instagram at 2 a.m., I wouldn't follow that. Twitter, obviously most people aren't looking on Twitter to buy or sell a home, but if you want just to get more, engagement and audience, you can post on there. Those times are similar to Instagram. And for LinkedIn, which this is something that I know a lot of, this is a great place to post as well. Best times to post on LinkedIn are 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 5 to 6 p.m. And again, you might find different research. If there's a consistency where everything says LinkedIn is good at 12 p.m., then I would stick to that time. And like I said, then you can go back and check the algorithms. The reason that all these times and days are different per social media accounts is because all their algorithms are different. So Instagram is always changing, Facebook is always changing. LinkedIn is more so what you're looking at will pop up more. So that's why everything's a little different. Like this says, and I'm going to put this article in the chat because I think it's a really great article to read. So it says get to know your audience. Obviously, there's no one size fits all, which is like what I was saying. So you definitely want to make sure that you're checking back after you do focus on this. And consistency is key with social media. Even if you're not getting a lot of likes every day, I know people that have posted like an open house social and maybe they only got 3 likes, and then someone comes to the open house and they're like, oh, I saw your post today. Some people are just scrolling, some people don't like things, and people are busy, they just want to see information, they forget to like it. So don't focus too much on the likes, focus on, how many people maybe you're getting to your page every day, who's following you, those kinds of things. So that's where I would get the information. And what I would do is on this sheet, I would add a page that says, best times and dates and information for my different socials. So you just click this add button and I'll add a new sheet, and we can rename this to research and algorithms if you're interested. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm just a person that I'd rather look all on go to one place and look at everything, even if there's a lot of tabs. But again, if you have that article, you can just copy and paste that article in here. So like I said, especially in the beginning, just post on the days. Scheduling is key, because then you'll just post those just listed open houses. In between, obviously you don't know if you're going to be having a new listing at the end of the month usually. So, that's okay. The way that I find content, which is always what people ask, where do you get content from? I definitely would recommend doing like a client love once a week or once every other week. So either a post of your clients outside the house they bought, or your client's testimonial, or just like a thank you to all your clients. I would definitely post, a lot of people don't want to just see real estate, real estate, real estate. They want to see what's going on in your life or things to do around, the community. Community is huge. I always recommend posting a community post at least twice a month. So if there's like a carnival in your town that's coming up, post something where, if you, something where, give them some details about the carnival. Or say you go to like a really great restaurant, take a picture of your food. And even if you post it on, the story instead of on actual post, people love seeing reviews and where you like to go. So that's definitely great. You can do a vendor appreciation post. And obviously the in-betweens. I know that not everyone has Pinterest, but Pinterest is huge for where I get a lot of the content for, maybe I don't have a house listed. Maybe I just need some general real estate content. I would go to Pinterest and I would just search like seller home tips. And you can just look through the articles, maybe pull a few from each of them. And then you would go into command or wherever you want to design your post, and you would design it yourself. So let's say 12 things to do to get your home sold. Or maybe you have advice of your own. Maybe you saw an article somewhere. Just make sure if it is from an article that you put, it doesn't matter how small it is, just a little fine print that it's from that article. Or if you want to say, if you want to learn more, read more here and put the article there. So this person is saying, do a thorough clean, make necessary repairs. So maybe this is something I want to post next week. So I would copy and paste the link, and I would go to my calendar, and let's say that I want to post it on the 25th. I would double click on the box and I'd say, 5 tips to get ready to sell your home. And what you can do is highlight this and go to the top and click this little insert link button so that you can insert that link to the website, so that when you are doing this, to click on that website so that you can create that social. As you can see, it kind of went across all 3 dates. What you want to do is, again, highlight all the boxes. I'm just going to do the bottom 2 since we're going to do that. And up here, you see like this align. Personally, I like everything in the middle as well. You're going to do this one, which is text wrapping. And you would click on that and then do this wrap button. So then it stays in that box. So let's say I was doing that. Maybe I have an open house that I know is coming up. I can say, 172 Main Street, open house, post. And maybe let's say Monday, I want to know market update. So again, it doesn't have to be the same every month. I would find some things that maybe look through what you posted already that got high engagement and make sure to post similar content to that. So basically, I would do the whole month. Again, you can change up the days, especially the first month you're doing it. I would probably do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday to see, you know, in those weeks, which one's doing better. Play around with the times at first so that you can see what your audience is liking. Maybe you want to do which pool would you choose? You always want to post once a week a question or something where they can comment like choose 1, 2, or 3, or which one is your favorite part of the home, or what myth did you not know about real estate? Something like that. Pool would you choose? And again, then you would just do, you want to plan everything out, find all your information. Another great place besides Pinterest, I just think Pinterest is really great. You can look up a lot, and not saying that you have to do the whole thing. Let's say you want to post something about mortgages. Maybe you have your own person that you use, but let's say AHL, for example. George was just on. So if you go to Facebook, they have a Facebook page. So you can just do Atlantic Home Loans. And if you click on their page, a lot of the time they'll post information, and obviously you're welcome to use it. So I like this. So it says Tuesday tips. This would be huge for you to be able to reshare or repost. Obviously, they have all their information here. Mortgage, mortgage types, because multiple loan programs may fit your needs. Picking the right home loan is crucial. Ask your home loan expert. And what you can do is in the post, you would put our mortgage partner's information or the mortgage person that you use. So this is great. Again, free content that you didn't have to create. Makes your life easier. So I definitely would post this. This one says this one must have in your home next home is. And again, that's a great post for people to comment. And so definitely reuse this content and tag the vendor that you use. So say it was Atlantic Home Loans, you would want to tag Scott Leaf, George, Shane. You would want to put their information in the chat so that your clients can reach out to them as well, and tag them if you have them on Facebook, and put their website obviously as well. And you can tag their business page too. Another great place is your blog. So I know Roddy is on the phone, but on Roddy's website, he has his home blog on here, and every agent receives a home blog on here. If you go to your blog, and it might not be on your website, but you do get the login with your Scott Leroy marketing information, they post every other day. So you could have an article you could post every other day. So it's definitely great content. Literally what you could do is, say, give your garage door a lift. You can go to that article. And because the article is branded to you, you can literally right click on this photo, save image. Maybe you want to add your logo, your information, that kind of stuff, but you can literally use this information, maybe add some of the key points so that they can see that right in the social post. And then you can use that in your content calendar. So, maybe this one is Atlantic Home Loans Tuesday tip. And I mean, you could insert a photo in here. I wouldn't recommend that. I would just put in parentheses, photo saved on computer under AHL, whatever you named it, A18. And then again, maybe you have another tip, or I know a lot of agents don't like to do this, but videos are huge. So I would highly recommend doing a video. Just if you're at a house, maybe you just listed a house, do a quick walkthrough, or just say, hey, hope you're having a great weekend. Here's a few spots to go check out if you're in the Bergen County area or wherever you're working. So yes, you want to post about your just listed open house, but it's good to have content scheduled and prepared around that. And even if you move it around a little here, a little there, that's fine. But it definitely is great to have content already ready so that maybe if you have a slower month, you have content to be putting out to your consumer. Something else I highly recommend is hashtags. Now, you could just retype them every single time, but why would you do that? I always create a hashtag tab. And what I would do is real estate tags, just listed listing tags, neighborhood, if you are focusing in certain neighborhoods, branding, that would be your, branding information, if you have a tagline or something like that, specific to listings, real estate humor for those more community type posts, attracting buyers, open house, you can add all the categories. So like real estate tags. Again, the question I always get, what tags do I put? What you can do is go to Google, type real estate hashtags 2021. It'll give you tags to use. So trending real estate hashtags in 2021, they have all of these hashtags and you can put it in. So real estate agent, selling and buying, your home, or some other ones. You don't want to do realtor because that's illegal. You have to have the R in it, but you can say like homes for sale, homes, get your house listed, whatever you want to put. And again, what you can do is you would just type it all in one box. And again, we can make this so it's wrapped so that it stays nice and tight. And then what you would do is when you go to post, you just come in here, copy the entire thing. So you only have to type these out once, just listed, you could put just listed, home for sale, new to market, new home in your area, home selling, your next home, move-in ready. And again, if there's things that you think are going to be more on like a case-by-case basis where, move-in ready. Maybe not every house that you use is move-in ready. So I would just put that in another one. So like move-in ready, new appliances, hardwood, granite countertops, updated kitchen, things that go along together, you can make them separate categories. So when it's related to that, you just copy and paste that. So when you go to do a Facebook post, I lost my face. You would do your post. And then I always recommend doing a ... And then you would go to your 2020 calendar. You would double click, copy, paste, say it's a new listing as well, copy, paste. Like how much easier was that than retyping it out every time? Yeah, Roddy?
So the hashtags will basically highlight your posting, I guess, in a search? Is that what the benefit of?
Yeah, so it
hashtag
also
is?
helps with people that are looking at those, types of things, if they type in the search like homes for sale, these hashtags will help you, boost your post more. And people can search by hashtags as well. So that's why, in the neighborhood one, I recommend, doing, if you work in Bergen County, doing a Bergen County one, then maybe some towns that you're trying to focus in and have those separated like this. And you don't have to have 1,000, but it is good to have a few, even if you just do a few on each post. And like I said, you can literally just search and it will give you, hashtags to use. So they have like real estate style, house hunting, homes for sale, investment property. Hashtags are unlimited. So, you can do some research, but it definitely makes it easier to have them all prepped already. So then you can just copy and paste instead of retyping it out every time.
That's a great tip. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And if you want to have them on a Word doc, you don't have to necessarily have them on an Excel sheet, but I just think that that is easier if everything's going to be there already. Any questions on like the actual doing the content calendar?
So the calendar is just for the benefit of just keeping it all in one place so you'll know what to put out?
Exactly. And you want to make this like the month prior. So, you want to have all this so that you can actually create either if you want to do it, every Friday you create for the next week, or if you want to do it all in the beginning, for anything that you can, create and have it already done. I would recommend doing any canned posts that aren't going to change. Obviously, like a market update, that would be something that you would probably do the Friday before, so that you have the most accurate information. But besides that, which pool would you use? You would just find some stock images of pools, and then in your post, you would say like, which pool would you want in your backyard, 1, 2, or 3? So it's an engaging post to have them come in. Obviously, the tips, you can pull that from the mortgage partners page, and you can look on Pinterest. Just make sure that you're crediting anyone that you do take information from. I wouldn't recommend from another agent, but our vendors, you can definitely, tag them in the post as well.
I was going to ask you, so in the case of Atlantic Home Tuesday tips, you would just, can you replicate that and share that?
Yeah. And I would just say in your post to do like at Atlantic Home Loans, and then put, the office's vendors. So for like Ridgewood, for example, it is Shane and Scott Leaf, I believe. Let me just double check.
I wasn't aware that different loan officers work at different market centers.
So it's not, you can use anyone. They just have like represent like certain people that focus more in certain areas.
Okay, because I've been
So
working with Scott.
Yeah, so Scott, Kathy, and Shane work, in the Ridgewood office, and for Bond, Everett is our main point of contact for that. And all their information is on our website as well. And for every other office, it's on all of your website as all of your vendors. But definitely, that's, they really make it for you guys, and obviously the consumer, but you can just use that as a post and just tag all the vendors in it. Again, great way to get some mortgage information out to your clients and consumers, and you don't really have to do much.
And where do you get the market update?
The market update, that would be something that you would pull from the MLS. For Ridgewood specifically, we send out a market update in our Friday email that you can use. But you would just go to the NJMLS. And what you could do is do search, and you just do property search, and say you want to do Bergen County. You can do Bergen County actives, and if you want to do a certain price point or certain towns, you could do that. If you want to do just in our office, you could do that as well. But you would search, obviously there's like over 1,500 listings in Bergen County, but you would be able to pull all that information just by doing a search. You could also go to stats and go to statistics, and you can choose MLS stats and do residential. If you want to do for the month, you could do 0801, 2021 to today, and you can choose the county as Bergen, so that it pulls just for this month so far, and then that will give you the stats on the area once it loads. So you can see sold, new to the market, under contract, back on the market, current active, everything you can see here.
Is that something that you could share?
The information?
Yes.
Yeah, I would probably create it in like a nice social post. I wouldn't like screenshot this.
Right, no, I wouldn't do that, but
But yeah, that's what you can pull stats for. That's how the office does it too. And then you would just have to put in the bottom, you would just say information taken from NJMLS for 0801 to 0818. So you just have to specify that it's from the NJMLS.
got it.
Any other questions on the content calendar?
Can you do videos as well? Short videos?
Yeah, you missed it. You're on the phone. I said, no, it's okay. So I said that I would recommend, I know a lot of people don't like doing videos, but even say you want to do every Friday, it's market update Friday, you do a quick video about what's on the market, what's new to the market, any maybe open houses that you have in the area, or that you're, hosting certain open houses, and put it as a video instead of just a social post. Or, like I said, if you're at a house, you could do a quick walkthrough, or if you're in town, maybe there's a music festival or a carnival, you can just walk around there, show everyone what it's about. I definitely recommend videos. I would say more than once a week, but once a week is realistic. Even if you go on your story for a quick minute, I know that Patty Gurney goes, does stories a lot, and a bunch of other agents. So I definitely think it's a great way to have a little different aspect than just constantly posting, pictures and photos on your Facebook and Instagram.
I know that Ira does a factoid, I think is what he
Yeah.
calls it.
Yeah, definitely a great idea. Obviously, it might be a little uncomfortable at first, but better to be uncomfortable than comfortable in what you're doing. Maybe you'll get a new client.
Right. Well, you'll get better and better. And
Yeah.
it's especially if you're focusing on a particular market, a town
Yep.
or an area, things that people may not know,
Exactly.
might attract some potential buyers.
So the other thing that I wanted to show you is in Command. And like I said, there's nowhere that you can schedule posts to LinkedIn. You would have to get an outside subscription. There are a few scheduling apps for the computer and your phone that I can show you. But something else I want to show you was if you go into Command and you go to Campaign, which is this little megaphone button, and right when you get here, you'll see quick posts. And these posts, they update. These are free for you to use. You literally could do share, and you can schedule this to go out whenever you want. Obviously, you can change the wording if you want to add your information, hashtags, that kind of stuff. But it gives you a free social post, free content, and you could schedule that to go out whenever you want. So Command is another great place to find those quick posts for you to use as well. And like I said, they do update them. So you just click shuffle and it'll give you different ones to use.
It's under campaigns again?
Yep. Yeah, right when you go to campaigns, it'll be right on the first page. And in here, you can schedule posts. So if you're doing it for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I highly recommend coming in here, especially if you're creating designs in Command. You would create campaign, social post, and you can actually pull directly from the design library to your post. So I can literally just pull this in and the post will already be ready for me. And I would just have to write it up, again, schedule or save as draft if you wanted to. And then you can see your week here. If you want to see in a month view where it says week in the top right, you can change that to month. And it would be the whole month of what you have scheduled and where it's going. So definitely a great tool to use. I do teach, how to create those designs in other classes, but this class is more on just how to schedule posts and create a content calendar. Some of the scheduling tools. So one that I know I've used before is let me change this, social media scheduling tools is Hootsuite. I think they changed it right now, and now it's only to 2 accounts. So I mean, if you want to just use it to schedule I don't think they even have a free one anymore. But you can look around, Sprout. Some of them are like really cheap if you really, once you get going, if you really want to focus on it. Sprout, the cheapest one is $89. You can do 5 social profiles. And it gives you that social content calendar to use. But again, if you're just starting out, I would just focus on using commands. And on that day, you can post it to LinkedIn if that's somewhere that you want to post it to. Any other questions?
The creation class that you said, that's recorded, right?
Yep,
That's-
it is recorded. And I usually switch between like social media tips and actually doing designs. So I'll be teaching designs. We didn't do the next week. There's not any class because of Mega Camp. So the following week is we'll do how to create your business page, and then I go over how to use designs as well.
It's great stuff, Reese.
Yeah, no problem. And like I said, this will be on the Bergen County Partners YouTube channel. I will give you the link for that. It'll probably be up later today or tomorrow. I don't have access to it, so I got to send it over to get uploaded. But this is a great spot for any classes that you are attending that are at a market center level. And I know that Amanda just did designs in a flash. So I'll put that in the chat as well, because she just did that. So you can actually go watch it now if you want it. So she'll give you some quick tips and tricks on how to create designs super quick. Flash. So definitely check out if you missed any classes or you weren't able to attend, go to the Bergen County Partners YouTube channel. There's a ton of great videos there for you to watch and maybe learn something new. Any other questions before I let you guys go? All good? All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.